Now in the last video, I showed you how to make doors using meshes, like this one. Now of course it doesn't look very detailed, but a very good benefit of using meshes for doors is that it saves up a lot of save space. So if you were trying to make a full site or a map, and you wanted to avoid using up too many parts, or reduce the amount of parts you're using to save up space, these mesh doors are your best option, even better than normal SCP doors sometimes. However, I found a way to make much more detailed doors using individual parts rather than meshes, and they will save and load completely fine. Now, of course, one downside of these doors is that it will be using up a lot more space and can be laggy on lower end devices if you decide to use many parts. Now, of course, you can get around this by making some of these parts into meshes and reducing the part count. But as you can see here, this door works completely fine. All these parts are individual parts, and it saves and loads just fine. I added some decoration and detail, and I made this door just as an example. It can be anything you want. I'll be going over that in the video. You can see timestamps in the description if you want to go to a specific spot. Also, I'll try and do another video going more in depth in the more advanced uses of bead tools and utilities, and some just general building tips to make your builds look better. Now on to the tutorial. What you will want to do is type in :load doors, or if you want to, you can also go into the command prompt here and type in load doors without the colon. Both work. As you can see, they both were loaded. Now that you've loaded doors, what you'll want to find is this double door here. It will be the big gate with the two keypads kind of spread out from each other. This door in particular will open sideways. This door is just easier to work with. It's not the only door that works. This door here works as well. I'm not sure about the other ones. I haven't tried yet, but we will just be working with this large double door for now. It's the easiest to work with. So I'm just going to remove all these other doors here, and very similar to the other video, we're just going to want to strip this door of all extra details and unnecessary parts. It makes it a lot easier. So you can keep the frame if you want. You can either move it to the side. I just like removing it. I like making my own frames. Now, just individually select these parts here. You can also shift click the entire door, but that's probably not a good idea if your map is also unlocked. But as you can see, if you individually select all those parts, you should be left with just two blank parts that open. Now, one thing we are going to want to do with these parts, because these two parts you're not going to be using in your door, you might not want to use in your door. Like if I took this door here and I moved this part up, you will see that there are two portions up here. These are the actual door pieces. These are these pieces here. You're just going to want to hide them because these pieces are going to dictate how your door opens. So if you want part of your door to open downwards, you'd rotate this like this, so that part will rotate downwards. If you want part of your door to open upwards as well, or have a sideways or diagonally open door, however you want your door to open, these pieces will dictate that. So now that you have these two door pieces alone, we could start making details. So personally, I like moving them both up so I have access to them while I'm building it. You can put them below too, but just make sure you're able to get to them. If you're going to make a double opening door, then you are going to want to do one door at a time, and you can't copy anything from one door to the other. Everything on that part of, like one side of the door and the other side of the door, have to remain on each side. You can't copy one piece over to the other, because otherwise parts of your door will open left and parts of your door will open right, and you don't want that. If you're doing a single part door, like a door that just opens upwards like that one, you can get rid of one of these and just build off the other one, and it's a lot less hassle, frankly. But anyway, you take this door, you can copy it and move it down. Now, the size of the door, this door up here, will determine how much this door moves down here. So if you want the door to open the same amount as the door down here, make sure that the sizes are the same. You'll use this as your base. Now, one thing you may realize after you move this door, or if you ever encounter a problem, is that when you open the door, hey, this piece isn't moving. Well, of course it won't, because you haven't updated it yet. So, in order to fix this piece and have it move, you're going to take the piece of the door that you copied this from, and you're going to just move it. You can move it as much as you want and move it back. You don't have to let go of the mouse, and it will open with it just fine. Now, we can get on to the details part. I won't go super in depth in details, I'll just keep it very simple because I don't want this video to take forever. This is the time when you can take this door, copy of it, put portions down, add Now, let's say you want some cylinders or wedges in your build like I have in this door over here. You'll see that I use cylinders and wedges and they still move with the door just fine. It's meshes. So if I take this part here and I press on the mesh or press H and I click add mesh, it turns into a, well, this is a head part. That's not what we want. We want the cylinder part. And there we go. Now what I'll do is I'll just take all these parts and copy them over to the other side of the door. There we are. Make sure that they're nice and aligned. They don't look very aligned. There we go. And once you're done building it, just move the door an increment over and open it. And that door is now good. Now, time to work on the other side. One painful thing about making doors like this, however, is that you can't just copy this door over here. You need to rebuild this door as is. And now, of course, once you have that door done, move this a little bit and then move it back without letting go. And there you have your door. Now, of course, you can cover these two doors up, make them invisible, no collision, whatever you want to do. Just, you can push them out of the way. You don't need them. You do need them to be there, but you don't need them to be anywhere specific. You can just shove them wherever you go. Now, be careful. If you already have your doors so these two will move with these two, don't move these two up here because these two will move with it. So if I were to take these two doors here, I'll wait for them to close, and if I move them down, well, the door is also going to move down, so you don't want that. So we're not going to do that. Whoops. Now, to make a custom elevator, all you got to do is basically take the same concept of this door here. However, we'll load doors again. We will take this door here, the double opening door. We will get rid of these doors here. And do the same steps of removing all of the unnecessary details. So, with these two blank pieces now, we will want one to be our dedicated elevator door that opens and closes on each floor, and the other one will be the elevator itself. So, for example, if I want to make an elevator, usually it's best if you have an elevator that starts at the top floor and goes down. This is to avoid people attempting to kind of to open up the elevator shaft and jump down into the elevator or onto the elevator, whatever kind of elevator you have. And you may not need the other door if your elevator is a very open, kind of slowly descending kind of platform elevator. But for the sake of it, I will be including the door part as well. So now that if you've decided which one you want whichever one you want the elevator to be, you will flip sideways. So make sure that when you open the door, this goes down and this door moves side to side. It doesn't matter which side this door, but make sure that this door goes down. Now, you can start working on each. This one is much simpler, so I'll start with this. You're going to want to resize this part to the size that you want your door. So, for example, typically I like to work with 6.5 by about 8. That's a fair size door. Now, I would move this up you can shove that into, you know, the up of the wall or whatever you want to put it. And now you're going to build off of this. So same gist as the door tutorial. Typically, I like making a very simple elevator design though. And I will just add this. Put this here. Move it about halfway. Move this about halfway and then make it a bit thicker. Like this. And of course, make this portion darker. And now you have your elevator. Now, of course, I'll just add a frame for the sake of it. Just to make it look really nice, make it really pop. So we'll do this. So now that you have your door made, you just move your door a little bit forward and back, and as you can see, the elevator door opens. Of course, I added this frame here just to make it look a little bit better. Now we can start working on the elevator itself. Now, the elevator can be as detailed or minimally detailed as you want. I'll just stick very simple for the sake of the video. So this portion, you're going to want to resize it depending on how far down you want the elevator to go. Keep in mind, the further that the elevator goes, the faster it's going to go up and down, and if you hit a certain speed, it kind of just goes through your character, and it can cause a whole mess of glitches and bugs, and it can sometimes even just like reset the character entirely. So I don't recommend going anywhere past probably 40 studs. Then that's even kind of pushing it too. So I will just keep it at 15 studs to be safe. Maybe even more. I'll actually set it to like 25 studs. Just to be really safe. So now this door is going to move down about 25 studs. And that's kind of the measurement that you have. So if I hit this, you'll see that it will go down about there. I'll keep my cursor there to see. And if it goes back up, it should end up right about the same. Yep. So now that we have our elevator control here, we're going to copy that. And we can really do whatever we want with these. So I recommend the floor be kind of thick here, just so people don't fall through it so easily. And we'll make it 12 by 12, that's a fair size. It's really good to avoid cramped elevators. A lot of sites I see tend to have very small or cramped elevators, which in combat situations too just makes it awful for everyone involved. So I made a really simple box. You can make yours way more detailed if you want, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just going to make a simple elevator. And another thing you're going to want to do is make it so the roof is very, very thick, like this. And you can make it pretty tall, just so people don't try and hop on top of the elevator and then go through the roof. So now that you have this, of course this elevator is going to be going down, so you won't need to really... Oh, here. I'm going to be moving this door a bit here. Now you can see I move this door first, and then I move this one, so this door doesn't move with that door. And now when I open this, you will see that this door will open, but this won't because I haven't updated it. Alright, now on to the final step, putting your elevator in. So just for this example, I'm just going to put 25 high. Now, because the elevator will always by default be at the top, you will want the door at the bottom to be closed and this one to be open up here. So what we can do is, because this door will open to the left and we want it to close when we open it, we want to rotate it the other way and have it start about here. Now that we have those two doors up, let me tad bit so it's in par with here. Now, of course, I don't have the elevator perfectly lined up, but that's not a huge deal. Now, we're going to do the last finishing touches here and make sure that each side of the elevator has a keypad. Now, personally, I prefer having one on the outside of this door here and one on the inside of the elevator here, or you can do one on each side of the elevator here and one on each side of the elevator here, but that's a little bit more difficult to do. I'll move this keypad over here. If you're not the server host, you aren't going to have free cam. Keep that in mind. I already fixed the main elevator. I don't need to fix that again. However, I will need to move this door a little bit. And now, if I hit it, you will see that this door will close. The elevator will go down. I didn't get it exactly right. The floor, it kind of went in the floor a little bit there. And it will come back up. Now, if I were to enter the elevator here, the door will close and the door at the bottom will open. And if I turn around, the door on the bottom will close as the elevator goes up. Now, of course, you may want to make the floor a bit thicker so it can't run in here and get underneath the elevator either. But that is how to make a fully custom elevator. I may include some a little bit of video of me actually having a fully customized elevator that's very polished and good looking, so you can kind of see what that looks like completely finished. If you guys have any suggestions on stuff I should make next, such as tutorials or F3X builds, or even just general showcasing of glitches of SCP, because I love looking for all kinds of bugs and stuff, let me know. I love responding to comments. I love seeing feedback. And if you have any help, or if you need any help, or if you need any guidance with something, just ask in the comments. I'll probably respond as soon as possible.